So the next part we're going to talk about is solving absolute value. So let's first just talk about what is absolute value. A lot of students are like, make it positive, or it's positive and negative, but they're forgetting what does this really mean. So if I asked you to describe how far are you from Target, the Target that is just south of school, you'd give me an answer like I'm 2 minutes, or I'm 5 minutes, or I'm 10 minutes away. The only way you'd give me the answer of 0 is if you actually lived in the parking lot or inside of Target. So every answer I get would be 0 or above. 0 being if you were already there. Again, you live there. Anything else from students would be because they're a positive distance away. Distance is always described in terms of numbers that are positive or 0. Absolute value describes distance, and it describes the distance from 0 on the number line. So if you were going to describe this to somebody and you had a ruler, you'd say, okay, I'm going to start with my ruler at 0, and I'm going to go 3 this way, and then I'm going to stop. Okay, this is a distance of 3. And then I'm going to go 3 this way, and I'm going to stop. This is a distance of 3. But we know on the number line, when we move to the right of 0, it's positive. So 1, 2, 3. We move to the left, it's negative. It's still a distance of 3 units to the left and 3 units to the right. Now, how do we do it algebraically? So algebraically, once the absolute value is set equal to a number that's 0 or above, we take off the absolute value mark. We set it equal to the positive and to the negative. That's algebraically how we do it. Here is the concept of it. So we're going to apply that right now. So I have 6 equals 2/3 x plus 1. Turn to your partner, red cup, green cup. All I want to know is in 5 seconds if you would feel comfortable knowing how to start this. Talk to your partner. In 5 seconds, green cup, red cup, if you'd feel comfortable knowing how to start this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Most of us are red right now, and that's okay. So to do this, we want to isolate this thing. I'm going to box it up. We want to get it by itself. The 2/3 is being stuck with it. It's stuck by multiplying. So often we say opposite of multiplying is dividing. So if you chose to divide by 2/3, that's totally fine. But at the high school level, we often say when you have fractions, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. And what does that do? I know you're used to saying it cancels out, but really it's going to simplify to 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And now I have that box all by itself. Over here, as a reminder, I'm going to multiply on the top. So I have 18 over 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Your first goal is to always get absolute value by itself. If the absolute value is equal to a number that's 0 or greater, you get to keep going. If it's set equal to a number, hey, Andrea, I'm so sorry I called you. I'll call you right back after teaching, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, gotcha, thank you. All right, so if it's set equal to a positive number, what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 columns. And I learned it only using 1 column. If that's the way you remember it with the teacher, that's fine. Set it equal to the positive and set it equal to the negative. And then you just do the work. So minus 1, minus 1. One answer is 8. Minus 1, minus 1. One answer is negative 10. Okay, there's something that's called extraneous solutions. Turn to your partner. And I want you to tell your partner, because if you watched the video we went over it, what is an extraneous solution? And if you didn't watch the video, now's the time to learn. What's an extraneous solution? An extraneous solution means you do all of the math right, but when you plug it back in, it doesn't work. So what we need to do right now is we need to do the algebra, and we're going to try doing it with mental math. So I'm going to start with 8, and you guys are going to help me, and you can use a calculator if you want to. So let's do some mental math and then add a calculator when appropriate. Are you ready? So I plug in 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. Please take 9 times 2/3. Tell me if the answer is positive 6. 8 plus 1 is 9. Take 9 times 2/3 and tell me if the answer is positive 6. Yes or no? I'm going to say it again. Take 8 plus 1 is 9. Take 9 times 2/3. For those who are like, I don't know how to use this calculator, so first turn it on. And you're going to go 9 times and 2 divided by 3 in parentheses. It is an answer of 6. I just verified that's a correct answer. Now I'm going to do negative 10. Please watch. Negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. But the absolute value of negative 9 makes it a positive 9. And I know I just did 9 times 2/3 and I got an answer of 6. So this also works. Will they both always work? No, they will not always work. Here's your next problem. Let's make it a little more difficult. So now we're moving into like maybe 9th grade with this, okay? We're going to step up our game. So what do I do here? So my goal is, again, to try to get this all by itself. That's my goal. Let's get this all by itself. So to do that, I want to do PEMDAS backwards. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so I'm going to start by, is there adding or subtracting on this side that's outside of the box? Yes, there is. Okay, got that done. Is there multiplying or dividing that's outside of the box? Yes, there is. Now, as long as this is set equal to a number that's 0 or above, if it's not, we say no solution, can't happen, because distance can never be described as a negative number. But as long as it's set equal to a number that's 0 or greater, I'm going to make 2 columns. One, I set it equal to that number, and then I set it equal to the negative of that number. And now I solve. I believe that could be one answer. I believe this could be another answer, but I don't know yet. I have to check for extraneous solutions. Extraneous solutions means I did the work, but when I plug it in, it doesn't work. So here we go. Ready? I'm going to come back here with 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. The absolute value of 7 is a positive 7, not negative. Keeps things positive. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. But when I add 6 to it, I get an answer of negative 8. Hey, that works. Negative 6. Negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. The absolute value of negative 7 is positive 7. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Add 6, I still get negative 8. They both work. Okay, we're going to try a monster one here. You ready? Here's a monster one. Turn to your partner if you watch the video, and let's see in 15 seconds if you could describe what you think you would do here. Not how to get the final answer, just the first step. You can look back in your notes if you want. There's no punishment if you didn't take notes or if you forgot. But let's see if you can figure out in 15 seconds. Go. Okay, here we go. You ready? Look up here, please. This is the first problem we did today. I got to find it. First problem we did today was this. It was set equal to one number. Second problem we did was right here. It was set equal to one number. Third problem we did was right here. It was set equal to one number. So what's different about this fourth problem? It's not set equal to one number. It's set equal to some type of an expression if we covered this up. So what we're going to do is just like we did here. I got to find it here. Thank you, guys. Just like I did here. Once I had this by itself, I set it equal to the positive, and I set it equal to the negative. Look up here again. Once this was by itself, I set it equal to the positive and to the negative. I need to do that same thing. So this is by itself. So I'm going to set it equal. I'm going to do 2 columns. I'm going to set it equal to the positive of this, and I'm going to set it equal to the negative of this. And then I'm going to solve. Well, when I multiply by a positive sign, it doesn't change anything. And I'm just going to solve. So I'm minus 3x, negative 2x plus 2 equals negative 5. I'm going to keep going. And I get a positive 7/2. Positive 7/2. Now over here, when I multiply by a negative, it changes the signs of everything inside. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve. So I have 2 answers. Again, a lot of times students say, well, how do I know which one do I change signs? The one with the absolute value, I'm going to call it the box here. I know it's not the shape of a box. It looks like parallel lines. We take off the parallel lines and we set it equal to the positive of the other part, like the expression, and the negative of it. Now, I need to verify that this works. So I'm going to start with 7/2. Just because it's positive or negative doesn't mean that it will be the correct answer. So I'm going to try this here. I'm going to take 3 times 7/2 and subtract 5. Okay, I get 5.5 over here. Then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take 7/2, and I'm going to add 2. And both of them equal a positive 5.5. That means this answer works. Let's see if 3/4 works. Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take 3 times 3/4 minus 5. I get a negative number. Then I come over here and I take 3/4 plus 2. Are these exactly the same? No. That means this is an extraneous solution. It can't be considered. Doesn't mean I did the math right, but it cannot be considered as an answer.